PPG Industries has agreed, in principle, to the sale of its former glass plant property in Crystal City, Missouri, to the city of Crystal City. PPG is currently working on a final sales agreement. PPG believes the city is in the best possible position to determine the best use of the property. Please understand that a sales contract has not been signed and critical final details are still being negotiated. But an agreement in principle has been reached with PPG for your city to acquire this property.
December 21st, 2007, the city purchases the former Pittsburgh Plate Glass Industrial Site and leases it to Wings Enterprises for 100 years. At the following council meeting, January 14th, the city rezoned all riverfront property industrial. Just north of the PPG land is the Bill Bradley Farm, now zoned industrial. Residents along Mississippi Avenue have their property rezoned industrial without notice. The high school football field has now been rezoned industrial. The grade school is just 50 feet away from a potential industrial development. Just north of the Bill Bradley Farm is the Platten Rock Boat Club. With over 400 members, no one was aware of the zoning changes. A little further north is the Ursuline Center. All their riverfront property is now industrial.
I saw an email from Jim Kennedy that said that this proposal and this project will change the face of the city. There's the picture right there. It sure is, right?
How is it that 1/3 of Crystal City could be rezoned industrial and not even the property owners of the rezoned land were made aware of the proposed changes?
We hope that by the end of tonight's meeting, many, if not most, of your questions and concerns will have been answered by myself, Ms. Tippett Mosby from the Department of Natural Resources, and Mr. Jim Kennedy of Wings Enterprise.
When we come here and ask questions, the only answer we get is we can't answer your questions. That's not much help. Do you agree with that?
Under the advice of our city attorney, we are in negotiations with the possible buying and leasing. And under that, by state statute, we can hold to that. And to protect what we are doing, that's what we will do.
The Chinese, I've heard, these are rumors because you people haven't told anything, but I heard they're going to build a port, river port. Dubai tried to take over our ports a year ago, and Congress finally, with enough heat from the local residents, shut it down. If they build a port in the middle of the United States, Crystal City is near the middle of the United States. That's what worries me.
If the public knows who he is, they really are going to grill him, right? Is it the contact from China? Question mark. Does he speak English well? Question mark.
Mr. Mayor,
is he going to release the confidentiality agreement?
This is enough.
Yeah.
give a microphone.
Be truthful. I'm at the conclusion.
You have no ties to China whatsoever.
They don't know, no. No Chinese own any of this. No.
Sounds like you made a recommendation to council. You know, you had a map and you recommended that map. If I may ask specifically, in that map, and if you from your memory, did the Bradley property remain as agricultural, or was it changed?
No, we were in discussions now with Mr. Bradley's attorney as far as what he wants it to be zoned. That was one of the things that we put the brakes on.
But your recommendation to the planning commission or to the council, it hasn't changed from the agricultural when it was initially proposed. Is that?
That was never specified in any of our meetings, that piece of property.
Well, let me ask you this. Would you have another public meeting if there's changes in it? Because, I mean, you'd be required to if you change it, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Motion's been made and seconded to accept Bill 1554 on its third and final reading. Any discussion?
Yes, Mayor.
Yes.
I just wanted to say thank you to Bob French and to the Planning and Zoning Committee for all the really hard work they put in over this over the last year. It's been an interesting process. I think everybody's going to be really pleased with the results.
Mr. Mayor?
We did have a third and final reading, correct? We'll pull it. I have to pull it. There's a motion on the floor. Got a first and second. Need to pull the council.
They had on the agenda recognition of visitors, and they just glossed right over that, went into the ordinances and started reading it 3 times as they're required to do, read it 3 times by title, and then vote on it to pass it.
Bill 1554 now becomes ordinance number 1470.
I'm not really into the wording of all of that zoning, but when you all pass the zoning ordinance, are you talking about that map with the area like Bill Bradley and all of that area back there?
Yes, ma'am. Janine, Ms. Shooter, that's what we was waiting on, the return of the map from the people who made them. Yes, ma'am, that is part of it.
So the council just passed that will now be zoned major industrial back there.
What's that zone back there, Bob?